right now on 5 on your side at 10.
A bitter, blustery blast of Arctic air is heading our way. The impacts on your Friday evening commute and into the weekend.
Tonight, a 73-year-old man is recovering after he was viciously attacked by dogs.
He truly was fighting for his life.
The fight now to get those dogs off the streets of his Metro East neighborhood. And a squabble in the sky over St. Louis. The move city leaders are taking after a company vows to defy an order to ground its anti-crime drones.
We start tonight in a weather alert. Rain is moving in. It's the leading edge of an Arctic blast barreling towards St. Louis. Good evening. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. We could see it all over the next 24 hours. A brief hit of snow, gusty winds that could knock down power lines and frigid temperatures. Let's get straight over to Weather First Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell with new information on the timing of all these changes, Scott.
You know, there's a lot going on tonight. You may have heard thunder already, especially north and northwest of St. Louis. We've had some pea-size hail as well reported as these showers and thunderstorms have been literally developing right around the metro area and heading to the north. That's going to create this whole weather pattern, some flight delays and cancellations out of Lambert as we go through the next 36 hours or so, because this is a very dynamic and widespread storm system. Here's a look at your Weather First Doppler radar. Focused on the area north of St. Louis. Some hail in here, very small hail, but some in there nonetheless. Even into North St. Louis County, up around 270. Some downpours there, and now that's lifting farther to the north, up across Greene, Jersey County, into Macoupin County. Look at these storms down towards Branson, sliding into the Ozarks. That will be the next round that heads our way. And believe it or not, Storm Prediction Center just put out a tornado watch down in Arkansas and through the Arklatex. So this storm system is going to come barreling in here tomorrow morning. We're still warm tomorrow morning, close to 50 early on. We'll have some more downpours in the morning. Then we might have a brief period, a quick burst, if you will, of snow along about 11 to 4. But there's not going to be much in the way of accumulation with that. More concern with the strong winds and the Arctic air. Winds will gust upwards of 50 to 55 miles per hour late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night. And that Arctic air produces sub-zero wind chills starting on Saturday evening. And those wind chills do not go above zero until sometime Tuesday. We'll see in a few minutes. We'll get even more specific with our timing.
And tonight, area road crews are resting up for a busy day tomorrow.
MoDOT says it has snow plows and salt trucks will be ready, fully staffed, working 12-hour shifts. They are expecting a slushy mess on the roads tomorrow afternoon. So far this winter, driving in the snow hasn't been a major issue with warmer ground temperatures. Officials are warning the frigid temperatures moving in could make your drive more dicey, especially when more snow falls on Sunday.
Those pavement temperatures are going to be cold, and that snow is going to stick to the roadway more, and our chemicals work a lot slower, so things are going to take a lot more time.
We're concerned with people sliding off into ditches and being stuck there for long periods of time waiting on help to arrive, or with the cold weather, just vehicles breaking down.
Drivers are urged to slow down and give crews plenty of room on the roads. Missouri State Highway Patrol says you should plan to winterize your cars ahead of the storm with blankets and food just in case of an emergency.
We've also been in touch with IDOT tonight. Crews have been testing trucks all week and preparing a hot brine designed for single-digit temperatures. Since this system is beginning with rain, crews cannot pre-treat the roads. Missouri Governor Mike Parson has signed an executive order ahead of the winter weather and extreme cold. It waives driving time regulations for commercial trucks delivering heating fuels like propane, natural gas, and heating oil. The order also activates the Missouri National Guard to respond if needed. And remember, you can get the Weather First forecast anytime at your fingertips. Just text the word weather to 314-425-5355 and we'll send it straight to your phone. And the Today in St. Louis team will have the latest forecast and road conditions on Today in St. Louis. You can watch it on air or stream our newscasts and weathercasts on 5+. It's free to download on Roku, Fire, and Apple TV. Just search for KSDK in the App Store.
Developing tonight, homicide detectives are investigating after a double shooting in South St. Louis. The shooting happened just a few hours ago on LaSalle Park Court. That is off Tucker and Shoto. We are told one man was shot in the back and died. Another was shot in the chin and taken to the hospital. No word on what led to the gunfire. And tonight, St. Louis police are investigating another deadly shooting, this one in the Jeff Vanderloo neighborhood in North City. We're told a man was found shot in the head on the ground near the intersection of Grand and Cass this afternoon. Investigators have not said what led to that shooting.
Developing tonight, a private company says it will defy a warning from St. Louis leaders and will fly its anti-crime surveillance drones over the Gravois Park neighborhood. Now the Board of Aldermen is taking action. Our Laura Barczewski is live at City Hall, where a new bill regarding drones will be discussed tomorrow. Laura?
Mike, the private company SMS Novel Films sent a strongly worded letter to the city today regarding the cease and desist letter they received earlier this week, saying they have the right to film over the neighborhood and will take legal action if the city continues to fight their efforts. Gravois Park residents say they do not want SMS Novel Films or its CEO, Jomo Johnson, surveilling their neighborhood, and even started a petition against their proposal.
Categorically, across the board, people don't want this. They don't want to be relying on for-profit, unaccountable drone surveillance technology in Gravois Park. We want something different, and we want this guy to go away.
Jacob Lionfield said in a statement Thursday, Mr. Johnson is stoking fear in Gravois Park residents who are anxiously wondering whether they're going to wake up on January 29th to privately owned drones taking footage of their children hovering outside their bedroom windows and flying over their backyards. Their petition also called on elected officials to strengthen city drone laws. One of the alderpersons, Alicia Saunier, is now taking action with Board Bill 199, which requires people operating drones in St. Louis for commercial purposes to have a drone license and a business license in St. Louis. It also says no person, entity, or state agency shall use a drone to conduct surveillance or observation of any individual or privately owned property without the express written consent of that individual or property owner. According to the Federal Aviation Administration, local governments can prohibit the takeoff and landing in certain areas, but the FAA has sole authority of the skies and are the only ones who can restrict the airspace. Something the CEO of SMS Novel Films pointed out in a letter, saying he will take legal action against the city if they do not rescind the cease and desist order. Alderman Shane Cohn said in a statement, a private entity charging citizens to watch vigilante drone footage is ridiculous and does nothing to deter crime and only sacrifices citizens' liberty at the hand of ill-fated security measures. The St. Louis Board of Aldermen is scheduled to take up this bill tomorrow during their session. Reporting live from downtown, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
Investigators now say the deadly shooting of an Alton teen on New Year's Day was the result of a group playing with guns. 18-year-old Terrence Johnson is now charged with involuntary manslaughter and obstructing justice. 17-year-old Jaden Dahl was killed. Court documents reveal Johnson admitted he and 4 others were playing shooting at each other and didn't believe there was ammunition in the gun. Also in Alton tonight, the Illinois State Fire Marshal is investigating a deadly fire. The fire broke out this afternoon in a home on Grandview Avenue off Main Street. Firefighters found 1 victim in the home. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
Investigators now say a double shooting in St. Charles stemmed from a drug deal. Prosecutors have charged Quindarian Wright and Brendan Sidor with several felonies, including robbery. According to police, the 2 were buying marijuana from a man near the intersection of Transit Street and Moore Avenue when the gunfire broke out. That 3rd man is still in the hospital tonight. No word on whether he'll face charges. Sidnor was also hospitalized. Wright was not shot and taken to jail. Tonight, a Metro East man is still recovering 1 week after he was viciously attacked by 2 dogs.
It happened just steps from his West Belleville home. New tonight, 5 on your side's Robert Townsend reports the man's wife and animal control officers want those dogs off the streets.
It was a terrifying time for 73-year-old Jerry Schlick.
It was awful. They said had this have been a child, they wouldn't have survived.
Kelly Schlick says last Thursday afternoon her husband was walking their son's dogs near West B Street in West Belleville. Jerry says out of the blue, a big white and tan colored dog, possibly an Akita mix, similar to the one pictured here, first attacked their 8-year-old lab mix, Hank.
My husband said he was literally screaming. The dog was. He said, I really thought Hank was going to be dead.
And then 3-year-old Bear.
He went and started kicking and punching that dog to get him off, and then both of them got on him.
The 2 dogs had a 215-pound Jerry pinned on the ground. The retired hospital worker suffered multiple bite marks on his legs and hands.
These are tears. His skin was ripped.
His wife was at her business around the corner at the time.
Luckily, he was able to get himself up and get in the house.
As quickly as they attacked, the dogs ran off. St. Clair County animal control officers have been looking for those two dogs ever since they attacked Mr. Slick. Officers want to find them, bring them here to their center, and quarantine them. By law, after a dog bite incident, they have 10 days to do that.
Both of them had collars on and both of them had tags.
1 week later, Jerry Schlick has started a series of painful rabies shots and remains in the hospital.
I hope that the owners see this and come forward, because then we would know if they have had their vaccinations or not. If they have, we can stop the rabies shots. He's very lucky. If it had been his throat, he'd be gone.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
And the Schlick family dogs weren't seriously hurt. Animal control officers are reminding owners to ensure the safety of the public. State law requires that you keep your dogs up to date on their vaccinations. St. Clair County also has a leash law for dogs.